Good morning. It's Wisdom Card Wednesday. This is Ruth with Coaching Wisdom coming to you live. If you see the little red icon at the top of the screen, you're joining me live. And if you're here watching, pop something into the comments so that I know that you're here. If you're watching me on replay, you won't see the little icon. So pop in #replay so I know that you've been here. It always helps me to know how many watchers I have, and I'm open to any suggestions for what you'd like to know. So for today, I'm doing Wisdom Card Wednesday. It's part of a 44-week series where I go through my weaving wisdom cards. I go through one a week, and I pull them randomly, intuitively. I take out the ones that we've already worked with, so we've already finished with 14 weeks, and I'm on week 15. I take the rest of the cards and I'm going to center myself for a moment. I'm going to shuffle and we'll see which card pops up for today that we can talk about. These cards each have a powerful question on them. And a powerful question is an open-ended question that causes you to have to look deeper. It can't be answered with yes or no or a one-word answer, but it asks you to look deeper for the answer within yourself. I created these cards intuitively a couple years ago, and they've been now used for so many different things. They've been used in, first of all, my coaching practice, my coach training program. I've created a book around them, which is behind me, Coaching Wisdom, Weaving Wisdom into Your Coaching Practice. And now I'm going through each of the cards. I've had so many of you ask me how to work with these. What do I do with these? So I have some great ideas for what's coming up next. I'm pretty excited. I've been going through Wisdom Card Wednesdays, and that's where I pull a random card of the deck once a week, and we're going to go through those for 44 weeks. But besides that, I'm going to create a course, a small one. So it'll probably be a not very expensive course, something that you can do on your own, something that, or I will show you how to use these cards in different ways. Good morning, Peggy. I see that you're with me. Thanks for watching. After I pull the card of the day, if you'd like a card, just put yes or your name into the comments so that I have your permission. Let's take a look at Wednesday's card this week. Ooh, I like this card. It's creativity. I'll read this card to you. To give creativity a place in your life is to honor yourself. Being human is an act of creativity, and it comes in all forms. As you honor your ability to create, it expands and becomes a conscious way of life. What would be exciting for you to create? So that's the question of the week. What would be exciting for you to create? And creativity doesn't mean just being a painter or an artist. That we have, that's kind of a misnomer, the whole concept about being an artist in the world. We are all artists of life. We are all creative in what we do. It could be the way we work with our families. It could be the beautiful meals that we create. It could be ideas that we have. So the question today is, what would be exciting for you to create? I know for me, I've had this explosion of creativity after listening to some podcasts by people I know about springtime and the energy that flows and seeds that you can plant. Hi, Kim. Peggy says yes for a card. And Kimberly wants a card as well. Let me do that for you then. Okay, I'm going to do Peggy first. And you know what? I'm going to use the full deck. So when I do Wisdom Card Wednesday, I use the remainder of what's left in the deck after the cards that we worked with so we don't pull them twice. Let me pull my other deck. And this one is the one I use to do card readings. These are my wisdom cards. I've had so many people say that the wisdom cards have helped them to be inspired or to help to heal. And I think what it is it's the powerful questions that are in there. Powerful questions, they're different every time. So if you were to pull the same card different times in your life, the questions would bring different answers. And they would ask different questions of themselves. So questions create more questions. Questions create deep thinking. These powerful questions do. And that's what makes them work so much in coaching and in healing practices. Okay, Peggy, this one's for you, my friend. Celebration. You got the celebration card. So this card reminds you to celebrate important successes and happy moments in your life. What I'm feeling for you for this card, Peggy, is I think that you accomplish much, and I think that you do a lot. Not sure that you take time to really, really appreciate yourself and appreciate what that takes for you to do it, all of the successes that you have every day, and the successes that you've had long term. So if you were to go back and look at a long period of time, say the past year, past 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, I think if you were to look at that, you would be amazed at the things that needed to be celebrated that maybe you didn't. And if you get a chance to think about that, there may be some things that you have forgot to celebrate, that you took for granted about yourself, that you didn't realize were such amazing accomplishments. And now's the time to celebrate those things, because when we celebrate those things in our today, when we acknowledge that that's progress, that's kind of like fuel for the fire. So what happens is by doing that, by acknowledging it, you set the stage for not only celebration, but gratitude to yourself and self-love. And that will help you to move forward in a much different way. So what needs to be celebrated? That's your card. Okay, Kim, your turn. Peggy, I hope that resonates. Ooh, you said woohoo. Nice. Okay, Kim. This card is for you. When I use wisdom cards in coaching, these cards are meant to help you as you work on your path. So the thing to remember is, Kim, what I'm getting for you even before pulling a card is to remember that you are creative, resourceful, and whole the way you are. And that you do have the answers. We all have the answers within us. And coaching or counseling or coming to someone to pull cards even, that is to help you to walk on your path. And ultimately, you do the work on your own. You have the wisdom within yourself. So you know what's interesting, Kim? You got celebration as well, and I did shuffle the cards. So I'm going to trust that. Very much like Peggy's card, but for you the interpretation's different because I use my intuition to go into the energy of each person. And for you, Kim, I think that what you need to do is learn to celebrate. So I feel like you have not given yourself the opportunity to celebrate successes for yourself. When you haven't done that, I feel that you're not able to celebrate for others as well either, because we always start with ourselves. And in order to celebrate yourself, you have to start with self-love. And that means really asking yourself, what's important to you? How is it that you love yourself the best? And in which ways do you love yourself? Which ways are you not loving to yourself? And how can you celebrate just the fact that you exist, not accomplishments? So this card is different for you. For Peggy, it was more about accomplishments and what she had done. Hi, Teresa. If you want a card, just say yes in the comments. So Kimberly, for you, this has to do with self-love, even though it says celebration, because in order to celebrate yourself, you have to really be able to look at the ways that you're loving yourself. I hope that answers a question for you. It's an inside job. Life is an inside job. Even though it looks like things are coming at you from the outside, other people, circumstances, it's really all about you. And we attract situations and circumstances that will help to teach us and help to grow us. So in looking at situations where there are others involved, because I saw in your comments ask yourself where you are, where you stand, what your foundation is first. Because what someone else is bringing to you is actually a gift. No matter if it feels good or doesn't feel good, it's a gift. Because that gift is helping you to become more aware of yourself. Teresa, I haven't seen you here before. I know you've missed my lives and have said, darn, I missed it. So glad to see you here. I'm going to pull a card for you. Let me know in the comments if that resonates, Peggy and Kim. That always helps me to get a little feedback, if you will. And Terry, this is for you for today. Your card is power. Let me read this to you, Terry. Power can be viewed as positive or negative, depending how it's used and the intention behind it. Your personal power influences others either way. How do you use your personal power? So your powerful question today is, how do you use your personal power? Is it for positive? So I think for you, you may not know how powerful you really are and how powerful your words are and your actions. So what your intention is the most important thing for outcomes for you. So think about what your intentions are before you act, before you speak, and note what those are when you work with other people. And I think what you'll find is that you will be able to sit in your power and be able to understand where it comes from and be able to trust yourself completely. Okay. And Kim says, definitely working on self-love for sure, yet I have someone who's pushing me and my comfort level. Kim, comfort level, someone pushing you, that's a gift. Believe it or not, that's a growth gift. So if you can look at it that way, it would be very interesting to see what you find out about how you love yourself. So Terry was power, Peggy was celebration, and Kim was also celebration. If you notice, two people got the same card. So I wanted to share that with you, that two people got the same card, but the interpretation was completely different. And the reason that is when you bring intuition into working with cards, you get messages from your gifts. Everybody has gifts. Everybody has the ability to hear and know wisdom in a different way or in the same ways. So for me, I actually feel answers. I can hear words, not with my physical ear, but I hear them within. And it's a different voice than my own thoughts. And once we start to really hone in on that, using cards is helpful to learn about our intuition. What I'm going to be creating that I'm really excited about now that my coaching program has been sent off for accreditation, that's in someone else's hands now. I'm really excited to create a smaller course. I think I'm going to charge $29 to begin with. We'll see where it goes. And I want to create a little mini course for all of you who have asked me how to work with these cards and how to develop your intuition in working with these cards. So very excited about that. Stay tuned. I'll be talking about it here at Coaching Wisdom on this page. And if there's anyone else out there who would like a reading, let me know. I see that I have another watcher, but I don't know who that is. So if anyone else wants a card, pop in, say hello. I am going to just double check and make sure I haven't missed anyone. Nope, haven't missed anyone. Wonderful. Okay. Peggy says, interesting reframe. Yeah, it's amazing. You know, we all have intuitive abilities. That's our positioning device. That's like your GPS in your car. That's like telling you which way you need to go. And if we learn to listen to that, we never have confusion for very long. I think as humans, what we think, hi Jess, I'll pull you a card, of course. As humans, what we think sometimes is that everybody else knows the answers but us. Everybody else is doing something exciting but us. Everybody else isn't confused. And that's not true. The most successful people, the people who are creating wonderful things, they have self-doubt. They have insecurity. I should say we have self-doubt. We have insecurity. We have times of questioning. We have dark times, times where we can't hear that internal voice. But all those times are important. They're important for our learning. They're important for our growth. And you know what? If we create anyway, and if we work with ourselves anyway, and if we dare to love ourselves first so that we can spread that out to the world once we have an overflow, that's where the magic is. That's where it comes. Yes, Peggy says, that's really cool, the short course. Yeah, I'm really excited to create that now. Okay, Jess, let's pull a card for you. Jess, you got progress. You are making progress. Loud and clear for you. And you need to trust that process. It doesn't feel like it. Like I was talking about before, sometimes it feels like we don't know where we're going. We don't know what we're doing. We're not sure if one thing is right or the other thing is right. But if you get really quiet with yourself, when you're ever lost on your way, or when you're not sure if you're making progress, you get really quiet with yourself and you just listen. You know. And I know you know. So this card is to tell you, you are making progress step by step. Everything you do is progress. Every aha moment you have, every time you're challenged by life or by someone else, and you find your way through that, that's progress. So I would venture to say that it would be good for you, Jess, to sit with your today, look back on your yesterdays, last week, last month, last year, and take a look and see what kind of progress that you've made. Go back 5 years. Go back 10 years. You are progressing. And I think that that message keeps coming to you since we did some cards yesterday. So, Jess, I hope you got the second half of your reading yesterday, because suddenly Facebook just ended. I don't know if it was internet, but it ended right in the middle of your reading. And I went back and created another live video and finished your reading. Not sure if you were there. So just wanted you to know that. And I think I'm going to sign off now. Thank you all for popping in. If you want a deck of cards, they're $29.95. They're on my website, ruthsandoval.com. Free shipping. I put them in a pretty package for you. And if you'd like to do that, then you can start to learn to use these cards yourself and start to develop your intuition around them. And I'm happy to help you on Wisdom Card Wednesdays. You can pop in, you can ask questions. So if you'd like a deck of cards, pop into ruthsandoval.com. There are also other ways to work with me if you've decided you want to do that. I work with people one-to-one. I can do a single wisdom card session to help you get unstuck. Those are $77. I can work with you one-on-one long-term. That's a little more pricey, but it's an investment in transformation. Lots of things we can do. I also have a coach training program if any of you ever are interested in becoming a certified coach. So that being said, you can get my book on Amazon.com. This book, I always go backwards because Facebook is backwards. It's Coaching Wisdom, weaving wisdom into your coaching practice. And you don't have to be a coach to be able to get benefit from this book, because in this book, if you're working with the cards, you'll find every card in full color with a description of the card and how it can be used for self-awareness, for advancement, to help others. And for every card, there are about 10 more powerful questions. So there are about 44 cards, at least 10 powerful questions. So you're looking at about 400 powerful questions to use in journaling. Speaking of journaling, I'm going to be putting out a self-awareness journal, a wisdom card journal as well. So lots of projects going on, and I'm really excited. So have a wonderful day, everybody. Happy Tuesday, or Wednesday. Oh my gosh, Wisdom Card Wednesday.